My name is Edward Lee. First, I want to thank Bear Lawson, which I did not have the privilege of knowing because he passed away before I came on the scene. But I was fortunate to know his widow, who's lived down here with Ben and his family when I first came to Benton Station. And I want to thank Bear Lawson for his contribution to the giving of his farm, what became part of Benton Station. And secondly, I want to thank the L&N Railroad Company for supplying employment for 7 families, probably the largest employer at that time in Benton Station. Of course, Benton Manufacturing came along years later and employed several more people than that, but at the time I say they were probably the largest employer in Benton Station at that time. Thirdly, I want to thank all you people who came to make this possible. Thank you for coming. And fourthly, I want to thank all who came out to witness this great dedication. In the south of the depot, down about a quarter mile, I guess it was what we call the section lot. And the section lot consisted of 3 houses. There was a 2-story house in which the section foreman lived, and there were 2 single-story houses in which the section laborers, if they so chose, could live in those smaller houses. When I came to Benton Station as agent operator, the following made up this section crew. They were called the section crew because they were in charge of a certain section of the track of the L&N Railroad between Etowah and Cartersville, Georgia. Ben Hilliard was foreman. Arnold Birchfield, labor. Sam Bills, labor. Henry Duckett, labor. Paul Fulbright, labor. And Fade Helton, labor. I came to Benton Station in November of 1959 to serve as agent operator at the depot in Benton Station. My duties as agent consisted of preparing way bills for the outbound carload and less carload shipments, and freight bills for the incoming carload and less carload shipments. Also, we handled a small amount of railway express. Back in when there were a lot of passenger trains on the road, well, the railroads had what they called, this was before UPS and Federal Express came along. I don't think they were in existence that time because railroads had what they called Railway Express. So you could ship small items on a faster schedule than by railroad freight. My duties as an operator consisted of copying train orders from the train dispatcher who was located in Knoxville, Tennessee. And we delivered them to the engineer and conductor by high-speed train order form. Too bad I don't have one to show you people. It was a V-fork. You had the order on a string and they stick their arm out and get them maybe running 50 or 60 miles an hour down the track. So that was really exciting. And operators of most all the small L&N stations where I worked handle Western Union telegrams. And a lot of people don't know what telegraphy is, I don't guess, but Samuel Morse invented telegraphy back years and years ago. And it's the old Merkin Morse. We had to send telegrams by Merkin Morse and receive telegrams by Merkin Morse. And Benton Station was the only station I remember working at where you were able to wire money by Western Union money order. We were capable to do this because Benton Bank handled the money and I sent the message. So that's the way it worked. So the Western Union is a thing of the past now. I think the only thing you can do is send money. I think that's the only thing there is. I don't think they send messages anymore. I think it's just sending money. You see them everywhere in the grocery stores and everywhere now. But it was a different ball game back then. And most of the first-class mail at the Benton Post Office came by 2 L&N passenger trains, one northbound and one southbound. And the mail was transported from the post office in Benton by, I see Earl Moore sitting back here in the audience. His dad, Walter Morehouse, was carrying the mail to and from the post office in Benton and hanging the mail and carrying the mail back that was thrown off the train back to the post office. He did this for many years before he retired. When the depot at Ocoee was closed, I was displaced. We called it, on railroad terminal, we called it rolled. I was rolled by Arthur Frazier. Well, he didn't get to stay here too long. This was in July 1958. And I'm thinking, just thinking not clearly, but I'm thinking that probably the depot was closed the following year in 1959, and it was torn down shortly thereafter. I've forgotten the name that tore it down, but it used to run a grist mill over here close to Mount Hermon Church, if you remember who I'm talking about, but I think he was the one that tore it down. And my wife, Glenda and Phil, want to thank each and every one for being a part of this community. And my wife, Glenda, she was fortunate to run a beauty shop here in Benton Station and her home up here for many, many years. And I want to thank you for Benton Station for being a part of our family for 50 years or longer. And Glenda, Phil, and I are still members of the Benton Station Baptist Church. Thank you.